Hi everyone, my name is Makenzi Alexander. I'm a sophomore at Millington High School, and a fun fact about me is that I have a problem with buying too many water bottles, but specifically Hydro Flasks. I love decking them out with super sick stickers, and I use a website called Redbubble to shop for unique ones. Recently, I was scrolling through stickers for my third Hydro Flask and came across one that had a quote by South African human rights activist Desmond Tutu. The quote said, "If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor." I reread the sticker a few times, and in my head, I was trying to come up with a reasonable argument as to why that's not true. Then I realized there was nothing to argue with. I found myself wondering, how often do I stand with the oppressors? Which turned into, how many of us stand with them? Almost every day we are put into situations where we can help in some way, but we often don't. I started to wonder why this was. I've been on both sides. People have watched harm be done to me while I've watched wrong be done to others. Growing up, being the only person of color in my graduating class, I dealt with a lot of comments regarding my skin, my melanin. There was no one willing to stand up for me when my first grade bully approached me and said, "My grandma told me to call you a..." You already know the word. Hard R with no regard for my feelings. But how can I blame people for not standing up and saying that wasn't okay when in the same year I saw a kid be bullied daily for acting too girly? I said nothing. I looked back and hoped that we've matured into better people, but that's not always the case. Just last year, I went with my friends to talk to someone at lunch, and I was welcomed with, "Go away," followed by the same word as before. A whole lunch table that heard it, but no one did anything but laugh. Of course, I want to say that I don't side with the oppressor anymore. I want to believe that I'm stronger than that. But when I dig a little deeper, I know that I can do better. A teacher, a friend, and I had a long conversation about the sexual harassment that goes on in my school. We agreed that it was horrible and that we wished it would end. At the end of the day, it was just the three of us. After that conversation, we knew each other's stance on the subject, but where we stand doesn't matter if we don't stand up. I know almost all of us have been in a situation where we see or hear something happen and we want to jump in and say something, but there's a part of us that longs to hold back. I've begun to think this is for one of two reasons. The first reason is that the oppression we are facing is our everyday normal. Why do we let these people hurt others and ourselves? I've been in this spot too. In July at summer leadership camp is when I finally realized what I go through is unjustified. I wrote a poem called "Nice to Meet You." It's on my YouTube if anyone's interested. I read this poem to a group of girls at camp, and the support I received was so incredible. One of the girls told me I should do a Michigan student voice, and the idea stayed with me. I realized what a great opportunity it is to be able to use my voice and speak for the silent. For all the times I didn't in the past, and if I find myself in a situation where I don't in the future, I want to use my chance to do it now. I hope that everyone has their moment where they realize the oppression that they or the people around them face is not okay. Just because we accept something doesn't mean it's acceptable. There's nothing wrong with you for being offended about a joke at your expense. Your friend isn't being dramatic because a guy said her breasts look great in a place of education. Our feelings are valid. The behavior that causes them isn't. The other reason I think we sometimes find it hard to speak out when nobody else is we have this delusion that we aren't enough, that somehow we aren't strong enough, we don't have enough power, we can't possibly be significant enough to really make a difference. After all, we're only one person. But if one person is enough to stand with the oppression, isn't one person enough to stand against it? I want everyone to know that they do make a difference. Your voice matters. Regardless of your age, race, gender, or anything else that can sometimes divide us as humans, you have the power to impact. And I challenge you to stand up, speak out, and help stop oppression. It only takes one person to say, "This isn't right." Think about who and what you're standing with the next time you stay quiet. Thank you for watching.